Evening all, so let's have a look at some more run and gun footage. Now before we do this, let's maybe talk about some of the things that have recently changed. Certainly there's been a patch to fix that horrible black screen bug. Look at that throw, look at that throw, look at that throw, boom. By the way, I'm into AV grenades at the moment. This episode probably will be subtitled something like AV grenades, the choice of the stars or something like that. But yeah, there's been a few subtle changes and maybe let's just cover them quickly now. Firstly, obviously that black screen bug was a bit of a problem. It was a phenomenal problem actually. It was a game killer, that was, because no one could really play. I tried to play, but maybe every 2 matches out of 3 would black screen, and I lost suits and stuff like that, so it was annoying a bit. Look at that throw, boom. Now it did almost kill it, but what I mean. Anyway, so I think the patch to fix that was great, so well done CCP. I know people really love to hate on them, but they turned it around pretty much the next day, and they did a good job, so don't hate them too much. I think they are trying to produce, I think, what is quite a complex, difficult game, so props to them for that. So yeah, it was good quick catch on the bug, so that was pretty awesome. But there's been a few kind of bad things along with it, only in terms of game changes. So firstly, the afterburner on dropships has been, I wouldn't say nerfed, but it's been turned into a great big spongy blancmange or something, because basically when you hit the afterburner now, it kind of coughs and wheezes and farts a little bit, then starts to get a bit faster, then it will get up in the air. And so in terms of my previous videos where I've done aerial acrobatics, none of that's changed. You can still go as high as you could before, if not maybe slightly higher, because I think the momentum is maybe factoring in a bit more. So wherever you use dropships with things like nanofibers on them, it does seem a marked improvement, but maybe testing needed here. So I think it's probably not a bad change. I think maybe they were a bit kind of keen when you used to hit the afterburner and it would just fire you into orbit. I think that was maybe a tad OTT, but I wouldn't say it's a major issue. But that's probably the big change, number one. Now, secondly, rails have changed. Now, again, I'm more than happy post in the comments to call me a noob if you think I've got this wrong, but I could have sworn that rail guns and forge guns never really showed an active projectile. Yeah, you maybe saw this kind of very faint cone of blue whipping past you as you're kind of flying, driving your LAV or something, but you never really saw a, honest to God projectile with motion leaving the gun. Now you do, which is a bit weird really, because forge guns now have this kind of thing where you fire it and then there's an explosion in the middle distance and then it kind of explodes again, so it's almost as if you're firing a missile in the air, then the afterburner hits off and off it goes. So it's a bit weird. And I watched NanoClerk yesterday firing a tank at another tank. He had a railgun, and this thing actually, you could see the bullet travel, you could see the railgun fire, and you could track its progress across the map. It was still very quick, but again, if I'm a noob, I'm a noob, and if I've got that wrong, let me know. But I liked it. I thought it was really good. It gave it a bit more immersion, and I think it's pretty awesome. Also, there's been some events going on. Woohoo! So basically, if you're not a lore monger and you have no interest in the lore of Eve, then firstly, you've got no soul, because the lore in this game is brilliant. Secondly, if you're a follower of Caldari, then you're awesome in my book. GG, go son, you're awesome. But if you're an evil Caldari tree-hugging hippie, then I hate you, because we do a lot of there's a massive event going on at the moment, Luminaire 7, which is Caldari Prime, new Caldari Prime rather. There's a big event going on around that, and I'll do a video on it after this one, but I think it's because it's got to tie in with Eve, you see. So in Eve, shit is getting real, and basically in Dust now you're also getting events to do with this. Now yesterday they had an event which was basically along the lines of new Caldari Prime being here, all the events in the Merc tab will happen here. So we joined. We didn't have any of the cool graphics like burning titans falling from the sky, but what can you get? But I think it was still good fun. And again, I do think that Merc tab is brilliant. I love the fact that you can basically rush a a particular map. So basically, that's what we were doing all evening, was just running which map we could. Now the lag was horrendous, but that may have been because we were joining the wrong servers, and also the play style was just astonishing. People, I mean, it must have been 50% prototype seats every time. Now, you know, when we work as a squad, like any of you guys, if you run as a squad, you're just like 100% more effective. You know, you're just so much better when you're in a squad. And we were running as a squad in those maps, and we were just literally lining up prototype seats, because people were generally playing solo in prototypes, and I don't know why. I think it's just maybe because they're not playing in a gang. In fact, that's a good, let's just talk about that very quickly. The amount of maps where we join, if it's instant battle, if it's merc battles, whatever it is, whenever we join, very rarely do you see full squads of 4, okay, which is bad. If you're in a corp, and I'm gonna get flamed for this, but oh, look at that. Oh yeah, love your tank, fella. Boom. Now the thing is, we should maybe name this anti-tank zone, because I think we kill maybe 4 tanks here, and you'll see them as we go. So that's number 1. What I would say is, if you're playing in a corp where you can barely get 4 in a squad, you know, if you're going to get 3, maybe 2, then maybe consider getting other people. Join Kicking Dust channel, for example, and just ask for people in there. You'll get people to join your squad. But try to do it, because I think the amount of times we see people joining in squads in instant battles where there's really only 2 people in the squad. I mean, you know, 3 at a push. You need 4, you really do, and I think that's a thing to bear in mind. Anyway, look at this. So we got another guy with a tank, the same guy who just got orbital caught in another tank. So I'm now throwing, so Josh is throwing EM grenades, and I'm throwing AV grenades, and that combination makes a spicy meatball, and that guy just basically lost his tank again. And I think this is something that's really kind of surprising me when it comes to these things, because people really are just throwing ISK away lately. I think the amount of prototype suits, the amount of, you know, I mean, again, I hate saying this, but unless something's changed, if you're using an ELM laser, you probably shouldn't, because there's no difference other than a tiny bit of heat buildup between this and the one I'm using, which is just the 6K heavy laser. Now, if that's changed, if they've patched that and maybe fixed that, then please call me a dummy in the comments. But if they haven't, then, you know, you shouldn't possibly be using ELM, which is what, 30K laser, because there's no real difference. Now, again, if I've got that wrong, let me know. But oh, look at that. Oh man, too late. Josh went for the hack, and I saw the remote explosive just too late. Oh, never mind. Anyway, so if you're using ELM and you know better, then let us know, because currently it just makes no sense to use the ELM when the heavy laser rifle is just as good. So let me know. I mean, you can see this is pretty much my ambush run fit that I'm running here. So whenever I run ambush, I run a scout suit with a pretty severe shield recharge, and you can see there it's like, you know, 200 shield. This is only a B series, or is it A series? It's an A series actually, scout suit. But I do have my prototype now, which has got about 650k hit point, 650 hit points. Oh, let's run away from that dude. And this is why I love running scout, because I'm able to run around the back of that guy and basically, you know, introduce him to the pain of an SMG. So I do like the scout suit. I think it's because I specialised in it, I'm kind of sticking with it. And I know the assault suits are probably better in terms of their capability to fight, but I love the ability to run away. Plus with lasers, everyone laughs at me for using a laser and a scout suit, but seriously, it is working for me. I rarely die, and I get lots more kills than that, because again, it's all about, you know, most people in the game still use ARs. Most people are also spamming heavy suits with miniguns, which is great, because in a scout suit, if you see those combinations, just run back, get some distance, turn around, flame them and destroy them, because again, their guns are useless at mid to long range, which is where the laser really comes into its own. So, you know, use your suits to really be, you know, don't try and get them to be like, you know, just good at one thing. The scout suit I've got here is really good at running away. It's great at dropping spawn pads. It's great at, you know, very good shield recharge on it. But you have to have that fine balance. People would just put plates, or they'll put shield extenders on, and then they won't think about maybe the recharge or the rep. So, you know, don't forget that, because they are quite important, I think. Anyway, so we're just chopping them up here, doing it at mid-range as well. Everybody jumps. Oh, I hate bunny hoppers, but I think it's certainly a funny part of the you know, the game really, because I think a lot of people will just run prototype and they'll maybe fit it really badly, and it's true of anything. So that you see that guy just sniping me, like, you know, pretty much dead on, but he missed. Well, he didn't miss, but he didn't kill me. So that's why I love the scout suit, because my shield's right back up. So, you know, I think it's something to bear in mind. I just think, you know, make sure your fits are generally well-rounded fits, because otherwise you're going to end up with, you know, maybe you'll have a lot of hit points, but you'll lose a battle after the second encounter. Do you know what I mean? So But there we go. So I think, you know, certainly a lot of the focus on Dust at the moment is really about kind of drawing together certainly the you know, the events. It's certainly drawing together some of the improvements. I think they're really trying to cater for the fact there's a lot of people playing it now. Certainly those event maps last night, as soon as the maps went up, that all of them, every single map was 32 of 32 pretty much straight away, and that was like 22, 24 districts. So here we go. This guy has got a very good tank. This is a Madruga, or a Madrugger, depending on where you come from in the world. And as you can see, almost killing with my AVs. But this guy's a bit of a shit shot because he just can't kill me. I mean, I was pretty much there we go. My super shield saved me again. But this guy's tanking as well, so I'm really kind of, I mean, thank God you can't hear comms, because right now I was effing and jeffing all over the place because I was like, give me ammo, because the thing is, the AV grenades are pretty much the only combination that will take that down, unless we've got forge guns and stuff like that. So so the whole squad was basically, I told the whole squad, kill that tank, because it was like, right, we've got to kill it. It's a good tank. The guy's got a good fit on it, so that's our mission. And I think, you know, EVE has to be about the lofty goals. I know I've said it many times, but set yourself some targets. If you see somebody who's really good, you know, rush at them, get them, go for them. If you die, you'll learn from it. Do you know what I mean? So here we go. I'm hitting his hardened tank with my AVs, and it's not doing a great deal. So that was a bit of a waste. And then I'm pretty much out of the fight. So thank God we've got swarm launchers. So we're just tracking the tank, which we're following him. He's now stressing. He's now going, no, my precious tank. And then we basically get one last shot on. Boom. And that was it. And I think that was probably our fourth. Maybe I edited the third one out. But we killed 4 tanks in a row, 2 of which were very good tanks. And it was because, you know, certainly the Caldari tanks were pretty easy to kill, because we had flux grenades and AV grenades all in unison at the same time. So we were able to really bring them down. But the Madrugas are a bit tougher. Once they've got their reps going, you do need a fair few AV grenades. But again, you know, remember many moons ago I maybe said, you know, old tanks aren't overpowered. More than not, seriously, because we are killing tanks every time we come across them now. Even if you bring a Syria or a Sagaris in, we're probably going to kill it, because again, the whole squad has learned we've got the right fit, we've got the right combination of stuff. You know, only if a tank is moving quick like that dude, which again is the same dude who's really unhappy that he lost his tank, because he called it in and chased another one of our tanks right at the end of the match as well. So it was kind of sweet in a way, because the guy was obviously pissed, so you know, that made us smile. But there we go, victory. And I think this was certainly one of the first ones in the event, and I think it was good fun. So we'll bring in more of the event, certainly, because we filmed a huge amount of EVE stuff as well. Not a lot was happening, a few fights, but as you can see, I've hit my skill cap as well, which kind of sucks, but the ISK is good, so I'm doing it really for the ISK. And then let's look at the scores. So there we go. Josh was first, and I got, what, 16 and 3. So a lot of war points as well, so not too bad. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll talk to you next time.